Everybody. So we've got a wonderful, venerable Optoma HD20 here. And I believe the owner said that they had a dark thing on the screen. So let's check it over, fire it up. I think it might need a shape lens. I do have a scrap unit that I think has a shape lens. If not, I can get one. But let's just give her a once over here and make sure everything's okay. Let's check the lamp assembly, as it looks like this was replaced. Good lens. Okay, good. I like that. What do we have in here? Oh, these guys are terrible. Don't buy lamps from them. Let's see, is there new one in? Yeah, this thing's a piece of trash, I bet. Yeah, this thing's junk. This is absolute junk. Junk, 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 junk. If you hate yourself, buy a lamp from those folks, and then you'll ruin your projector. This has got to go back. Wrong lens. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's see if we can get some sort of... It's got like a greenish tint. Let's get the original. Go side by side. See how there's like that reddish blue on here? No reddish blue on here. This is going to drive your color wheel nuts and ruin your shape lens. It'll actually cook the shape lens because it doesn't... Ooh, there you can really see it. See that? See that? Awful. See that? Correct. Good. Bad. Good. So I'm going to put this right back in the box, and I will actually contact the owner after I finish recording this. Anyway, let's open this up first because I heard some stuff rattling around. I want to give it a once over and make sure that that other lamp assembly, if that was installed, that it didn't truly wreck anything, because I repair so many projectors damaged because of the junk that that company sells. And that's I don't want to say anything too out of school, but I mean, facts are facts. Those are poor quality replacement lamp assemblies. They're not good. They don't have the right lens on them, and that will ruin a projector. It will literally ruin a projector. Alright, let's unplug that. Now let's dump out. What are we dumping out? Plastic. Broken plastic. Yep. There we go. So we got that one and this one. We'll see if we can get those to stick back in there. That's what I was hoping it was. I'm not really that worried about that. Let's see, the color wheel feels okay. I'm going to put my flashlight in there and see if if I notice any shape lens anomalies just by doing this. No, not immediately. Let's see if I can get that pointed into the camera so you guys can... Come on, there we go. Oh, almost. Now it's probably just my flashlight, but I do see something where it's a little dimmer in the bottom corner there. Alright. Well, let's get it apart. Let's get in there and let's... Actually, no. Let me put the original lamp assembly back in. Let's just see what the picture looks like first. Okay, so I have the lamp assembly installed. Just gently, the screws are snugged down. Pulled the keyboard out so that we can see what we're doing. So let's see what happens. Alright, old lamp came on, good sign. It's spinning, or the color wheel is spinning. Ah, yes, there it is. Let's get that a little bigger so we can see it. Yep. Now you guys can see it too. Dark spot. Now let's see, is that going to be a... Wow, there we are. It's a little better. Alright, let's get a... Actually, let me just set that, just to block that light bleed there. Let's go into the menu. Man, not good. And test image, or test pattern, I mean. Just want to... Yep, there you go. So let's shut her down. There we are. And I have a scrap optic assembly, and we are going to get that lens out. And we're going to take out... Oh, good. They're going to come out without fighting me. Thought they might be Loctited in or something. Because all I want to do is a boom, 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 and a zoom, zoom, you know? Just want to get this cover off. Let's see, what other screw did I miss? Let's get this tape out of the way. Is there a screw under here that I'm missing? Nope. Just needed to give it a little bit of a pull. So this is what I think is damaged in the other one. So I'm going to set that there and leave those other lenses in place. And put these back in here. And we're also going to pull the light tunnel. Actually, no. I'm going to leave the light tunnel for now. I know it's here, and it's only 2 screws to pop it out if I need it, so... There we go. So let's get that out of the way and pull the projector apart. You get the little, let's see, little screws. Nope, we're going to use the normal size driver. There's 2 smaller threads right here that we'll get to. Oh, actually, I think I can leave... these... Oops, hit my meter. I think I can leave these in, these little guys that hold that in, because we're taking the main board out. So I just need to take out anything that is preventing the main board from coming out. So there's a few I can see that go through to standoffs. See? So let's get back. Oh, come on. There we are. And then this one. Because we're trying to actually get that optic assembly out, you know, because we got to get into here. There we go. Yep, that'll come up. Let's get these wires unplugged. Our color wheel, fans, ballast, fan, and I can't quite reach the power wire yet. But I think I'm actually going to leave that connected. Yeah, there we go. So we wanted to get that out. That's good, because this assembly has to come out next. And that is smaller screws. 1, 2, and then back here 3, and I think that's it. Let's see, is that it? Oh no, there's one more right here. That's right. 4. Usually there's 3 on those, so at least on the newer ones. Cost-cutting measures and all that. All right, let's get the IR wire out of this. It's kind of tucked in under everything. But now this should, yep, there we go. All right. So again, we're going to take those 4 screws out. Yep, I was right. I was right. I was right. Maybe next time they'll believe me. Burned shape lens. Then I'm going to take this, and then we're going to take the shape lens out. The other lenses look fine, so I'm not going to worry about them. And then we'll set that one in there. Actually, I think I'll do it this way. We'll set it in here like that. And then we'll set this back on. Come on. Oh, they're fighting me. These guys are wiggling a little, so let's put that one back there. And this one there. We got to make sure they stay pointing the right way. Now let's see if we can get that where it needs to be. It's fighting. It's alright. What we'll do is I'll pop this cover off, and then I'll get it in a position through the top. Come on. That tape over to the side a little. There we go. Okay. Did that work? What's holding it? Just got a pin that's not dropping in? Is that what's going on? No? Alright, maybe I can get it to stay. See, that's how it's supposed to go. Crap. Fell out. I'm starting to think I should have left it in that other bottom piece. Right there. Okay. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. That makes me happy. Now let's get this screw in. That will keep it from getting loose on me. There we go. Alright, now we can get the drill. Bring my clutch way down. Alright, go lower than that. So this is going to do it. This that's a common problem. That piece on the front of the glass is an IR filter. It prevents the infrared light from coming out and cooking things. You know, IR makes heat. That's why some ovens and stuff use infrared cook surfaces. So essentially what you're doing when you use one of those incorrect lenses is you cook your projector from the inside. The lens's job is to prevent and filter that infrared energy from going into the rest of the projector. It's supposed to actually reflect it back into the lamp assembly, and then it gets blown out with the fan. Let's get that back down. And that'll be fine. So let's put this back in the projector. Alright, let's set that main board to the back. Make sure our wires are out of the way. Fan looks good, although I'm going to go just... Let me pop this power connector off. I'm going to go just blow this whole thing out real quick before I put the optic assembly back in. Okay, it was actually quite clean. Nothing really came out, but I figured all the optic assembly was out and I didn't stand a chance of blasting dust into things. Let's do that and see what happens. Alright, so let's take the optic assembly, paying very careful attention to the color wheel so that I don't bump it. There we go. Let's put these screws back in. Alright, there we go. Those are all in. Let's feed that back through where it was. Like that. Let's get the color wheel wire out here so it doesn't get stuck under things. Oh, and that's got to go back there. All right, that's good. That fan. IR. Come on, there we go. And we're just going to put a few screws in first just to hold everything. Then I'll test it, you know, in case we have to adjust something. I'm pretty sure it's fine. But it's one of those weird things. It's like, I don't know, the technician's Occam's razor, where if you don't test it with only a few screws and you put all the screws back in, it's like guaranteed it won't work. But if you just put like 1 or 2 screws in just to kind of, you know, make sure everything's alright, test it, then 9 times out of 10, it works first time. So let's see if that applies here. Let's get the color wheel plugged back in, like that. Good, good, good. All right, let's put a couple. Let's put a couple screws in. Let's see. Let's put this one Come on. And this one. And then let's that one. And those are smaller. Those are a wee little bitty screws. They're just slightly smaller than the rest of them. I guess they're 2.5 millimeter instead of, I guess the other ones are 3. Alright. Yeah, I think somebody else did not. So I'm pretty sure it's supposed to go on top with how that metal's bent. Let's see. Yeah, that sits way better. So that's how it's going to be. Okay, ready for testing. Let's spin it around and let me get you guys a better vantage point. Alright. Power. Good. Alright, lights on. I can already see that Optima looks a lot better. Yeah. That looks a ton better. Just right there we can see it. So let's go menu. Oops. Menu. System. Test pattern. White. That's what we want. Look at that. Nice white screen. I am happy with this. Okay, let me shut her on down. How do we get out of here? There we go. And let's put it back together so we can test it long term. All right, next thing we're going to do is fix these broken pieces. We're going to use my shrink tubing method. Oh. So let me get the super glue and trim up these pieces of shrink tube, and we'll get this one fixed, and then we'll fix this one too. This one's going to be a little tricky. I might do some epoxy as well as some shrink tubing, but we'll do that, and then we can finish final assembly. Okay, so we are back, and I repaired the plastic risers for the screws. I didn't record that because you guys have seen me do this before. Just a little bit of super glue and then heat shrink that has the glue inside of it. Holds it all together nice and tight. That one did not break, so that one will go in. Let's see, the rest of the screws are back in. Let's see, that's all good. So we're going to hook up, make sure that didn't get pushed down too much, that's alright. So let's plug in the keyboard, make sure we get our zoom lined up. The zoom arm, or the zoom ring, has a piece that lines up with that right there, so we need to make sure we do that when we put it down. So let's see, do it with the needle nose. Alright, there we are. That's in. And then let's get some capped on tape. Let's put some capped on tape over that connector just to keep it from pulling loose while we're putting this all back together. So I'm just going to put a piece on the connector and on the wire, and that'll keep it from coming off. Then we'll bring this back again, make sure that zoom ring is in the right spot, and you can kind of feel it, you know, you'll feel that it's on there. And then go ahead and snap all that top on. We'll flip her over. And then we'll get our 3 case screws. We'll put those in, and once those are in, we'll go ahead and we'll solve the original issue, which was the lamp assembly. Since the other lamp assembly was installed and it caused all that damage, the customer bought a replacement lamp assembly that has the proper IR filter, and I'll show you that. We're going to compare the new replacement, and this is an aftermarket. That's not from Optoma. Optoma doesn't make these anymore, and they haven't made them in a long time. On average, they seem to go about 5 years, up to 7 it seems like, with replacement lamps, if they even have them. Lately it seems like they don't even have newer replacement lamps, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. They might be trying to push the laser stuff more, which would kind of make sense. Then let's pop this on. Put that focus ring back on, and that just pushes on. Gonna line up. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, let's switch the lamp assemblies. The first thing we need to do is we need to take the lamp cover off. I see so many of these that have the door all chewed up on the side here, because before you open this the first time, there's a sticker. You can see it, but it covers up that screw. So people will take out this screw, and then they go and start prying because it won't come up, and then they eventually find that screw, but the doors are always chewed up. So these are captive, so we're just going to loosen them until they're all the way loose. Then the door just comes up and off. This tab right here, that's what hits the door switch, so make sure that's not broken or bent. Then we're going to remove the lamp assembly. Now this is the OEM. I put the junk one back in the junk one's box. So this is the one I was testing with. This is the original from Optoma, I believe. That's what it looks like, at least. DLP 230D. And if you look at that nice reddish pink purple. That's a proper IR cut filter. This is a scourge in the aftermarket industry. Too many companies out there selling junk because they don't know what they're doing, or they don't care what they're doing. I don't know which. I don't know if this particular company is selling junk on purpose because they're trying to save a buck and just hope that enough stay out, or that people don't know the difference, or maybe they don't know. I couldn't tell you. Either way, the fact that when we do that, you can't see any coating tells us a lot. Let's see if we can get that. Okay. So what you're seeing there, that's the light above me. So you can see how that's like a greenish color. Very bad. Very, very bad. Alright, so let's see if we can get this one now. This is the OEM right here, original. And junk. So let's see, look at the difference. Bring it up closer too so you can really see it. Alright, that's actually a good angle. So now we can see the, oh, not really. Now you can see the coating, that reddish color there. Let's hold this one the same way. Nothing. Reddish. Nothing. In fact, I can even see the reddish through theirs. This has some kind of coating on it, that green sort of garbage coating. I don't know if it's nickel that's been sputtered on there or what, but these are no good. These don't block any IR. They literally let all the infrared radiation go through, and then that's how you end up with burned cold mirrors. You know, or like that Sharp that I worked on before, that burned shape lens. Or from this one, that's the shape lens out of this one, and that was directly caused by this lamp assembly. There, all the infrared energy went in and caused this polycarbonate just to start burning. I mean, look at that. So, had people known, and I don't blame the customer on this, people are looking to save money because these are not, these aren't cheap. Not super expensive, but they're not cheap. And if you're looking at, I don't know, 150 versus 60, people are going to go with the 60, especially if they hear that it has, OSRAM inside. The other thing about this, it's not even assembled right. They got the wrong wire on there. Everything about this is just cheap. Look, the back's not glued together right. And it's a shame because that's a good OSRAM lamp. A replacement lens. Oh, actually, one moment. This is what drives me nuts. Alright, so you can actually buy good UV IR cut filters. You can buy these. Just so you can see that this is the real deal. Let's turn it. There we go. You can see that red there. So you can buy these. See? It could even go in here. These are like $5, $4 or $5 a piece. But if you're having, 100 of these built, you could probably get these for $2 or $3 a piece. So these companies are choosing to cheap out on a few dollars per lamp assembly to gamble with your projector. Remember that. Anytime you see a cheap lamp assembly, you're gambling, or they're gambling really, with your projector. And this is what can happen. It won't happen with an original, and it definitely won't happen with this lamp assembly. I'm going to put a link down in the description. So let's look at the new replacement lamp assembly. Let's get rid of this piece of garbage. And let's look at these two and compare the original to the proper aftermarket. Oh, and just for the heck of it, let's look at the shipping difference. So this is the box that the cheap one came in. And the box isn't terrible, really. But look at the difference. I mean, you got foam on the bottom, foam on the top. Lamp assembly's wrapped up in a nice foam bag. And now let's look at the actual assemblies side by side. So OEM, replacement. And the important test, ready? You can already see it. So this is the new aftermarket. And here's the OEM. And you can see those reddish, blue, purple, pinkish lenses. And that's what you want. The other things you can see is they're both using OSRAM. They're using the thin wire with the right angle connectors instead of cheaping out and going with straight connectors that might accidentally bump into the side of the projector and short something out. So you can see this is a proper quality replacement. So to put it in, screw the projector back over, and let's get our little handle and let's set her on down. Drops right in. Snug our screws down just till they stop. They don't have to be tight. It just keeps the connector, the power connector, from coming out. There we go. Sometimes I have to push down a little just to get that screw to grab. And then that's the old one. You can see the new ones there. If your replacement lamp assembly starts out with PLIG like that, that's a good sign. That means that the aftermarket company who built them was APOG, who makes the best aftermarket lamp assemblies in the industry. So the OEM, we're going to put back in this box because it does still work. Has high hours, but it does still work. So in a pinch, it will work as a backup. So I'm going to recommend that the owner keeps this around just in case. Now let's put the door on, and then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to fire it up and we'll reset the lamp timer. And I'm going to let it run for a bit, and then we'll call it good. Before we go over to the long throw test area, let's just fire it up here one more time. I actually have another projector running there at the moment. So let's just make sure. And then after this is good, I'll wait for the other one to shut down and then we'll pick up over there. Alright, Optima is coming up. There we are, nice and focused. HDMI 1, HDMI 2. Let's see, menu, test pattern, grid, white, no blurs. There we go. Oh, let's see if I can. It's weird, if I just put the top of the picture off, then we don't see the color wheel rolling like that. So let's do that again. So that's good. None. Menu. Let's check the lamp settings. Oh, it looks like he already reset it. Alright, so we'll reset it again. Alright, now we're at 0 hours. So this is good, lamp timer wise. So I'm going to wait for that other projector to finish testing. Then we'll test this one and we'll wrap up the video. Alright, let's test her out. We'll see the light coming through the vent. There, that lamp's coming on. There we go, and there's a picture, the choppy Wi-Fi through the Raspberry Pi. But we got some nice underwater video there. So this looks great. No more burn mark in the middle. Picture's nice and bright. Has that new lamp assembly installed. So we're good to go. I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to run it for a little while longer, and then I'm going to shut it down, and we'll get it packed up and sent back. It's been a while since I worked on an HD20, so if you have any questions about repairing your HD20, or if you have any questions about the BLFP230D with the proper IR filter, so that you don't ruin your shape lens, you can go ahead and stick it down in the comments. This is what we want to avoid. No more burn marks or burn shape lenses. So if you don't subscribe to my channel, think about hitting that subscribe button. If you enjoyed the video or found it useful, hit the like button wherever that is. But most importantly, as always, thank you for watching.